But last night, maybe, I feel strongly about this, J-Mac, it may be a preview of the NFC Championship. I got to tell you, I have two big takes last night. Number one, Detroit got outplayed and outcoached and won. That's okay. That's not Detroit we grew up with. They are not a one-off from last year. They're tough, they're resilient, they're deep, their offensive line's the best in football, and that's a pretty good sign. The Rams dominate the second half with McVay and Stafford, and the Lions won in overtime where the Rams looked exhausted and just ran out of players. Now, the Lions got a little bit cute for me. This is a power run team. You know I like Jared Goff more than everybody else, I think, on the planet. Less Goff, more running. Two really good backs. One's a star. Offensive line's the best in football. I would just run nonstop if I was Detroit and Dan Campbell. So my first take is Detroit would have not only lost this game in previous decades and years, they may have gotten blown out, and they won, and they were outplayed for big chunks of it in the second half, all the second half except overtime, and I think they were outcoached. Here's my second take. That's the best loss I've seen in years for any team. The Rams were missing both their offensive tackles, their best corner, 3 offensive linemen, no Puka Nacua, down 14 at half, Sunday Night Football in Detroit, and Matt Stafford put on a clinic. That's the best quarterback in the NFC. That's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I don't care what list you're doing. He and Cooper Kupp, without Puka Nacua, not a lot of time to throw, backups on the offensive line. They went into the teeth of that defense and just first down, dominated total plays, dominated third down, dominated time of possession, and they were down several of their top players, and it got to overtime, and they ran out of bodies, and they ran out of gas. And Detroit, maybe because they were so fatigued, said, guys, let's not get cute. Let's just run the football over and over and over. And the Lions, this is what they should be doing. 9 out of 10 plays. And you know I'm a Goff fan. This team is built to control the clock. What happened in the second half of Detroit should not happen. Run the ball, eat the clock, force teams to get physical, because I don't think many can. So I would not be shocked. This was a great loss by the Rams. They'll never be this unhealthy. I would not be shocked if this isn't the NFC Championship. That's how strongly I feel about it. In fact, I think the Lions got too cute, and the Rams ran out of people. But it's week 1. Don't overreact. Matt Stafford, whatever you think of all the great quarterbacks in this league, and we can put Mahomes on a level above everybody else. Then it gets into the Herberts and Lamars and whoever you want up there. Half of you want Dak. Nobody throws a prettier football, including Mahomes, than Matt Stafford. And for all you young quarterbacks, this is what it looks like. All you young quarterbacks, you're missing your tackles. Your best or second best receivers out. You're on the road. You're down 14. Do you understand that you could put some of the most talented players in the world in that spot as a quarterback, and they would be engulfed by it? They'd be overwhelmed by it. On the road, one of the louder stadiums, pass rush everywhere, missing your tackles, 3 missing offensive linemen. Your top corners are out. And Matt Stafford put that franchise on his shoulders last night against a great football team and nearly pulled it out. There are not 5 quarterbacks on the planet that can do what Matt Stafford did last night. That was a clinic. They just ran out of bodies. Good game, good teams. All right, so Dak Prescott, Jerry Jones loves this. Right before the game, Jerry Jones announces Dak has a new deal. So it's $230 million, $60 million annual average. 4 years, $240 million. So 2 things happened yesterday with the Cowboys that are very predictable. They paid a lot of money for a player they drafted. They love to do that. And the Cowboys looked absolutely brilliant in week 1 of the regular season. Do you know what they did last year in week 1 of the regular season? They won by 40 points. This is what the Cowboys do. Now, Cleveland's a mess. The Deshaun Watson contract, I don't know what happened. He's not the same player. I can't explain it. 13 starts for Cleveland. He's got a 78 passer rating and completing 59% of his throws. He's not as athletic. He doesn't see the field. He's not that accurate. I never loved him as a quarterback. He's bad now. So I don't know what to say about it. He changed jerseys. I don't know. It's not working. Now, he was missing some offensive linemen. Dallas has a good pass rush. I'm trying to contextualize all of it, but that contract now, You thought the Russell Wilson Denver deal was a bad one, but they hit on Bo Nix. So that means they'll be able to make up on that big salary for Russell Wilson very quickly in 1 year. Cleveland's trapped 3 years of that. And when you're missing offensive linemen, you don't want to face the Cowboys because they got a pass rush. But it was so Dallas. Sunny weather. Dak's got a new contract. The pass rush is humming. It just felt like Dallas. And the reason I've always stayed very consistent with my Cowboy predictions is because the Cowboys stay consistent. They overpay. They win a lot in the regular season. And inevitably, they don't do very well in January. In fact, what I was really blown away with was the play calling by Mike McCarthy. It was such a classic Cowboy quarter. They were getting a great pass rush. McCarthy and Dak were in rhythm. Beautiful sequencing by the Cowboys. And then they almost butcher it at the end of the half with a clock. Guy hits a 66-yard field goal, but they met situationally and they messed up their clock, the timeout. It just was so Dallas. Big pass rush, play calling and Dak humming, and they can't quite get situational football right. But I'm not going to get too worked up over this because I've seen this movie so many times. I still think it's a very, very weak running back room. I still think they're incredibly dependent on CeeDee Lamb. But to Mike McCarthy's credit, they use CeeDee Lamb. It didn't matter if it was jet sweeps, bubble screens, down the field. To Mike McCarthy's credit, and he's a good coach. I don't think he's a great one. He's a good one. They went to CeeDee Lamb. I don't know if you can sustain that for 17 weeks. I think teams with better corners and a better consistent pass rush could give them trouble. But the last 3 years, the Dallas Cowboys, I kid you not, look it up, have won more regular season games than the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, so I've seen this before. But let's be honest. Here's the good news. If Dak is your quarterback, you're never in chaos. If Dak is your quarterback, you're always viable until about January 15th. If Dak is your quarterback, Jerry Jones is happy, and here is...
Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.